Welcome to Keto Meals and Recipes.com. This is my second video with a featured recipe and with menu options for my new series entitled Keto on a Budget. This Keto on a Budget new series will address the needs for delicious but very cost-effective recipes. You may recall that the first video in the Keto for a Budget series was my grilled sole and vegetables in a pouch. I would also like to mention that there will be several new changes to how I present videos and for the blog in order to celebrate my 2-year anniversary. May I suggest that if you could, please watch to the end and help me so that I can refine how I make these new videos going forward. I would like to present them so that they're most helpful to you and how you manage your keto diet. So let's start today's featured recipe, the Chicken Piccata Bake. The macronutrient ratio for the Chicken Piccata Bake is 3.2 to 1, with 4.8 grams of total carbs, 0.8 grams of dietary fiber, resulting in 4.2 grams of net carbs per serving of chicken piccata. This recipe is very quick to assemble, so preheat your oven to about 190 degrees Celsius or 370 degrees Fahrenheit. Since many of my viewers are just learning to cook, I'd like to make things easier, and I'll break this into 3 simple steps. Step 1 is to sear the chicken thighs. Please heat your frying pan or skillet over medium-high heat and then add the oil and keep heating until the oil begins to sizzle. Once you see that the oil is sizzling, place the chicken thigh pieces skin side down into your pan. By the way, a traditional chicken piccata recipe uses skinless, boneless chicken breasts, which are then butterflied or cut along the fat side to make them a more even thickness before they're fried in butter or oil. However, I prefer to use fattier and, in my opinion, better tasting darker meat, such as the thighs or even the legs, rather than the lean white chicken breasts. And since this is keto on a budget, I'd like to point out that the thighs are also much less expensive than the boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And cost is an important consideration in this series. Keep frying until the skin is a rich golden color and looks crispy. Then, using your tongs, flip each piece to the other side. This searing is called the Maillard reaction, which enhances the taste and seals the meat, keeping the juices in, resulting in your meat being more tender. By the way, here's a bit of culinary information for you. Piccata is an Italian word used to describe a cooking technique where you first pan fry the meat, as we are. Then, using the same pan, you create an accompanying flavored sauce using the drippings from the chicken or whatever meat you used. Now that you have seared both sides of your chicken thigh and they're both golden, remove from the frying pan and nestle them close to each other in a deep casserole dish. Now for step 2. After you've removed the chicken from the pan, reduce the stovetop heat to medium-low, and to the pan, add the chopped onions and fry until the onions are slightly golden, which should take about 2 minutes. And then sprinkle your grated garlic on top of the onions, not directly into the pan. This will prevent the garlic from burning. Also, push everything to the side and clear the center, and add your butter. Add the cut olives, but if you really don't like olives, omit them, and the capers. But I would strongly recommend you don't because they add a great deal of flavor. Then add the full grain Dijon mustard and the heavy whipping cream and the white wine, or if you don't have it or don't want to use it, add white wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar. Stir everything together and bring the sauce to a light simmer, and then continue cooking for 5 more minutes. Here's one more bit of information. In traditional Italian versions of piccata sauce, they use lemon juice, and wedges are used both in the preparation and in the serving. In my version, however, I have substituted the lemon with olives. I did this to change it up a bit and to reduce the total carbs and increase the healthy fat content. Whether you use the lemon juice or the olives, that's totally up to you. And do let me know which version you prefer. Lastly, step 3. Now that your sauce is done, pour it over the chicken pieces in your casserole pan. Sprinkle ground black pepper over the chicken, and also distribute the roughly chopped cilantro. And put the grated Parmesan cheese on top of the chicken pieces. Put your casserole in the central position of your preheated oven and set your timer for 20 minutes. When your timer goes off, check to make sure your chicken is done. You can tell if it's done if you insert your fork and you can pry the meat from the bone very easily. If you decide it's not done yet, put the casserole back in the oven for a few more minutes and try again. It shouldn't take more than another 5 minutes. When done, remove the casserole from the oven and let everything cool for about 10 minutes. Allowing the meat to rest allows the juices to remain in the meat and keep everything moist and tender. To make this into a nutritionally complete meal and keep everything under 30 minutes, I made a simple baby spinach salad, which I made by using 2 cups of baby spinach, 1/4 cup of chopped red bell pepper or capsicum, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar for the dressing. You can serve it like this, or, and as a finale to the complete meal, I also made and served 1 pita per person. This entire meal took about 25 to maybe 30 minutes at most to make and serve. Here are the macros for the piccata and salad alone. As you can see, the macronutrient ratio is slightly more if you make the complete meal, but the macronutrient ratio for this complete meal with the pita is 3.3 to 1 with 8.5 grams of total carbs, 2.6 grams of dietary fiber, resulting in only 5.9 grams of net carbs for the entire meal. Not too bad. If you feel that this entire recipe, which is 6 servings, is too much for your family, or if you're cooking just for yourself, make the entire batch anyway. It will take no extra effort to add a few more chicken pieces to the total preparation. Making the entire thing is great because this chicken piccata bake makes an amazing prep-ahead meal that can be frozen and served whenever you want it in the future. I like to store my freezer meals in an airtight glass container in single serving portions. This makes it much easier when I'm ready to use them. I'd like to present a few alternative side dishes. One of my son's favorite side dishes is the roasted broccoli with Parmesan and lemon, which can be prepared and put in the oven at the same time as the chicken. Or if you don't feel like doing the broccoli, an even easier side dish is to make my Croatian-inspired easy keto grilled zucchini spears. I will post the links for both of these recommendations in the description below. Whichever side dish you prefer with your chicken piccata bake, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching to the end, and now for my question. Would it be useful to you if I mentioned how much it costs me to make the entree or the complete meal? But you'd have to keep in mind that the cost I would present would be from my local grocery store and time of year. Also, do you want me to continue presenting the macros for the complete meal as I did in this video? Please do let me know what your thoughts are by leaving a comment in the description section. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. The link to my blog where you can find the printable recipe and the link for the other videos are all provided in the description below.